Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I didn't know that. Oh, hi everyone. My name's Jonathan, and I'm going to be working alongside your teacher across this unit. I've been thinking about you because when I was younger, I had a principal who was an expert at insects, and I would always go over to Mr. Little and I would ask him all these questions. And I'd ask him, like, what is this bug? Or is it going to hurt me? And he would always have the answer. For a second, could you think, what are you an expert at? Like maybe you're an expert at a sport, or maybe you're an expert at cooking, or whatever it is. Well, I'm really excited because in this unit, we're all going to become experts at animals. And that all of you are going to be studying different animals and you're going to be experts at animals. And in this unit, you're not only going to be readers, you're also going to get an opportunity to be researchers. So researchers, today I want to teach you that really strong researchers do three things when they get ready to research. The first thing they do is they think about the sequence of how they're going to read their books. And they first ask themselves, what are the easier books and what are the harder books? And they put them in order from easiest to hardest. The second thing that they do is they read the overview books about their entire topic. And finally, researchers will go into their books and they'll look for possible subtopics that they can study in more than one book. So let me show you what I mean by this. If I'm thinking about a few books that I have and a few sources on penguins, I could think which books seem to be the overview and which books seem to be a little too specific. So I have penguins and the penguin. Those two feel like overview books, but then this book here about the emperor penguin, that just seems about one type of penguin. So I'm thinking that I'm going to save this book for a little long later. And then if I think about these two books, I do notice that, like this book here, Penguins, has a table of contents. There's not that many words that go alongside the pictures. And then if I pick up this book on penguins, I could be thinking, there doesn't seem to be a table of contents, and there's a lot more words. Which one do you feel like is going to be more tricky? Is it going to be penguins or the penguin? Well, if you were thinking like me, I'm probably thinking that it's a good idea for me to read this book first, Penguins. So let's look together at the table of contents for this first book, Penguins. What is this book? What are penguins? Many penguins. And as I'm looking for this, I'm going to be thinking, what are some different possible subtopics that we could be researching? Well, here's one that I see, a penguin's body. I feel like if I'm thinking about a subtopic, maybe there's one that's going to be about body parts. Or if I look at the second one right here, there could be one on penguin homes. And I know that a fancy word for homes is habitat, so where they live. And then maybe I'm thinking about this next one here, hunters and the hunted. I don't know, like hunters, it feels like they're gonna go to get some food maybe. And so maybe another subtopic could be what they eat. What do you think? Yeah, their diet. So now that I've found it in one text, maybe I could also go into my other text, the penguin, and just see. And as I go to look over this book, I kind of noticed that there isn't a table of contents, but I could certainly look at the pictures and the features. And when I get to certain pages, there's usually headings, like this page right here. And right here, I'm seeing that the heading is Fishing Champions. And if I was to compare both books, I kind of see like, well, fishing reminds me of eating. So maybe it has to do with like what they eat, their diet, or also hunters and the hunted. So I maybe want to think about connecting hunters and the hunted to fishing champions. So researchers, do you see how I'm trying to think, what are the subtopics that go across my text? And then I have a little research to do on those subtopics. Now I know that we just did all this work for penguins, but Would this actually work for a lot of other animals too? Could there be other subtopics like this for frogs or giraffes? Yeah, body parts. Yeah, frogs have body parts, and giraffes, yeah, they live places too, they're habitats. So maybe instead of penguins, I could be thinking that this is animal subtopics, and these could be some of the things that we could be researching together when you go to study your own animal. So, researchers, as you go off to read today, one of the first things that you're going to want to do is think about all of your sources. You'll want to put them in order from easy to hardest. Make sure to read the easiest one first. Then you'll make sure that those books are overviews about your whole topic. And finally, you'll be thinking about some subtopics that you could be researching as you go to look at other books too. So it might be that you have bodies or habitats where they live, diet, and maybe you'll uncover some other subtopics too, like the dangers. Happy researching!